and welcome back to the Confidently Cherished podcast. You may have noticed that there was no intro this week, just music. That's going to be a thing from now on because I want to get right to it with you guys. So, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and all of this month, I want to focus on creating the right mindset behind creating the right relationship for you. So today I want to talk to you about online dating and 5 ways that you can have a better mindset surrounding online dating. I think this is really important because the fact is, as a society, we're becoming more dependent on technology. Online dating is becoming easier, is becoming more accessible. Also, a growing number of people are meeting their partners online. At the same time, I am still seeing a lot of people slam online dating, saying, oh, it's just for hooking up. You can't meet anyone serious there. There are no good matches there. There's no good potential there. And not only is it not true, but whenever I hear people say things like that, it shows that their mindset, their intentions, and how they approach online dating is off. So again, here are 5 mindsets that I want you to have as you go into online dating. Number 1, it's important to invest. So for starters, when you invest, you put in more work. One of the reasons why I am big myself on going to therapy, hiring coaches, is because once I've invested in that, I'm spending money to see a therapist, to see a coach. I am putting my time into it. I automatically become better at whatever I'm looking for. So my business grows when I invest in a business coach. My marriage gets better when I talk to a marriage coach or relationship coach. In general, my life gets better when I invest in therapy. So if you make the investment into paid online dating apps and paid dating services, so this includes seeing a matchmaker as well, when you make those investments, you will automatically step your game up. Also, one of the biggest criticisms that I hear women make of online dating is that there are men on there who aren't really serious about finding a partner. And investing in paid apps means that you are dealing with men who also invested in paid apps. So they're likely to be a little bit more serious. Also, all this talk nowadays about finding high value men, wanting to be with men of a certain caliber. A lot of your men who are CEO types or who are public figures, they aren't going to be on a free dating site because they have a reputation to maintain. So that being said, if you're looking for the men that are talked about in hypergamy communities, they make more money, they have a higher profile, things like that, then you're going to want to be on an elite dating site like The League. At the very least, you're going to want to be on paid sites. You're not going to find them on free sites, point blank period. So the first mindset shift that you need to make is the need to invest. The second mindset shift I want you to make is having realistic expectations. The fact is, online dating is great because it expands your pool. You have the opportunity to meet more men than you would ever meet in real life. But because that pool is expanded, that means that just like there will be more high quality men than what you would meet in real life, there's also going to be a greater number of jerks than you would meet in real life. So going into online dating, you have to understand that yes, there are going to be men who are straight trash, and you're probably going to see a higher number of men who are trash. That's because your pool is bigger. So having the realistic expectation that that will happen, it's a reminder to just have the patience, because again, you will also meet a greater number of high quality men. Anyone else feeling a bit of a pandemic hangover? We're getting back into our routines after 2 years of being thrown for a loop, but things still don't feel quite normal yet. And if you're listening to me, you're serious about having great relationships after a long period of not being able to meet people in person. Therapy has helped me so much with navigating this new normal. And that's why I'm celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month by partnering with BetterHelp, who, by the way, is the sponsor of this episode. BetterHelp is an online platform that allows you to easily match with a therapist in your area who understands your background and life situation. I've used BetterHelp myself, and I love how easy it is to use. So I'd love for you to try it as well. Head to the link in the show notes for 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. Now, let's get back to the episode. Also, when we talk about realistic expectations, you want to make sure that you're setting right intentions as well. And for me, like in general, I recommend online dating to my clients, but I push it a little bit harder for women who either don't have a lot of dating experience or they've been out of the dating scene for a while. So they were married for several years and divorced, or they were dating someone in a relationship for several years and that relationship is ended and now they're out here trying to date again. The reason why I recommend online dating for them is because they need the reps, right? When you're dating online, again, the pool is bigger, you're meeting more people. So it's easier to go on more dates. It's easier to date more frequently. Because of that, you have more opportunities to practice your conversation skills. You have more opportunities to practice your discernment skills. That being the case, if you are going into online dating for that, in order to practice your skills, in order to really just get yourself out there, you're probably going to go on more bad dates. And I'm using bad kind of with quotes because, you're going to go on more dates that are not aligned, that are not exactly what you're looking for. But they're not really bad because they're helping you hone your discernment. They are helping you practice those conversation skills. They are helping you set boundaries and say no to someone who's not a right fit for you. But it's important that when you go into online dating, it's important when you go into dating in general. But again, especially online dating, because people have a tendency to get frustrated quickly. It's important that you go in with these intentions. Okay, I am going to date multiple men. I'm going to go on more dates than I would usually go on. And I know that because I'm doing that, more of these men are not going to be right fits. And that's fine because I understand that I'm putting myself back out there and building up my dating skills. You can also set the intention that this is something that you're only doing because you have the experience, you have the strategy, you've healed from your past relationship wounds and childhood wounds and all that. And now you're adding online dating into your arsenal because, you are serious about meeting men who are very primed to be husband material. I guess I should say it that way. And you may decide that you want to be more selective about your dating profile and about who you go out with and who you match with. And, you know, I've helped women do that. I've helped women create online dating profiles and create bios in a way so that it filters out a lot of the trash men. And not only does it filter out trash men, but it heavily filters for even men who are okay, but, not what they're really looking for in a relationship. The thing with that is if you create your profile so that it's so selective, then you are going to get a lot fewer matches. Now, the matches that you get are going to be way more high quality, but again, it's going to be a lot fewer. And if you're doing that, if that's your intention to be highly selective, even before the phone call, even before you text this person, then you can't get frustrated with the fact that those prospects are going to be fewer and further between because you've set yourself up for them to be fewer and further between. Whereas, you could have made your profile a little bit more general, a little bit more welcoming to a wider group of men, and then you would go on more dates, but then it would be in that talking on the phone process, that texting process, that you would be weeding them out. So, again, your first mindset shift is investing. The second is having those realistic expectations. And the third is putting your best foot forward. If you are going to date online, you need to do it. Actually make an effort. So that means that making sure your profile pictures are good. And that means wearing clothes that fit you well. That means having good lighting in your pictures. That means making sure that your background is clean. Checking for things when you're taking selfies in the bathroom, making sure that your bathroom or your bedroom aren't messy. Things like that. Taking the time to really craft your dating profile. Because when you do this, you will be more attractive to potential dates. You will also have a sense of pride in your profile and be more invested, back to this idea of us talking about investing in your profile and investing in apps. You will be more invested in this whole process because you put in that time and effort and the money since you're on a paid app. Also is setting a standard. You always teach people how to treat you, and you always teach people how to love you. So when you set the standard that you have put time into your profile and that it is more polished, and that there's more effort, you're setting the standard to anyone who potentially matches with you that you expect work to be put in, which brings us to the fourth mindset shift. That is requiring work. So this comes down to having standards, having boundaries. So one of them is, you're putting time and effort into your online dating profile so you don't accept matches from anyone who their profile looks sloppy or like they just threw up the last 5 pictures on their camera roll and called it a day, or who couldn't be bothered to write a profile and who puts dumb stuff in their profile like, oh, if you have questions, just ask. Like, nah, boo. Like, the whole purpose of you having a bio is so the person can get to know you some before they match with you. So the mindset shift you want to have is, if you want to show that you have certain standards and you expect those standards to be respected, is requiring that someone is investing the same way that you're investing. They're on a paid app like you are. Only matching with someone whose profile shows effort. And another thing that I like to tell some of my clients to do is making sure that the person has actually read your profile, like read all of it. And the way that you do that is, I usually encourage my clients to do it by asking a question. And asking it towards the end of the profile. So saying something like, if you're interested in meeting me and getting to know me, reply, send me a message. And in the message, tell me what is your favorite pizza topping. Something innocuous like that. But again, because it's going to be at the bottom of your profile, anyone who actually reads your profile won't see it until they get to the end. And, this also goes with holding up the standard, because you are going to hold it up. It doesn't matter how good the person who matches with you looks. You are not going to respond to any messages from them unless they answer the question that you asked. This is making it known in the beginning that you are checking to see if they actually, show genuine interest in you, have respect for you, want to get to know you, not just, looked at your pics and decided that you were hot enough for them. So you want your matches to work, and you should require that work. The final mindset shift that I want you to make is having the proper timeline for moving off the app. Most of us have seen the TV show Catfish on MTV. And you see in a lot of these relationships that people are talking and texting. Some of them are not even talking on the phone, so they've never even heard the other person's voice for years. And then they try to get to know who this person is in real life. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I am a huge fan of online meeting as opposed to online dating. By that, what I mean is, instead of sticking on the app forever, you want to get a vibe check, get a temperature check, and exchange a couple of messages. And then you want to move from that to texting on the phone. And then you want to move from that to talking. And, one of the benefits of the pandemic is that now video chats have become more of a thing. So if you want to spend more time getting to know someone before meeting them in person, which I recommend for safety reasons, then, you have the ability to do, FaceTime, Zoom, Google Chat, whatever you want to do, to have that time to really get to know them, see their body language, get tone of voice, all of that. And a lot of dating apps nowadays are even adding video chat features within the app. So you want to decide what is a realistic but also fairly quick timeline for moving off the app, because you don't want to waste your time. And also, you don't want to do this too quickly either. There are a lot of guys who like to pull the stunt of, once you match with them, they'll say, hey, I'm never on this app anyway, so let me just follow you on social media. What's your handle? Or let me go ahead and get your number. That's laziness. Especially on paid apps that can also be manipulative, because sometimes people sign up for free trials and try to hook up with as many people as possible, and then, get off before they have to start paying. So you want to avoid that. That's why having a couple of days of chats, 3 or 4 days before you hop off the app, is not a bad idea. But also, it shows that they're not putting in a lot of effort. So you want to make sure that someone shows some effort and some consistency. And then you want to make sure that you move off the app and give yourself a better chance to get to know the real them, through texts, through phone calls, through video chats, before you take it to the next level of meeting in person. So again, these are 5 mindset shifts that I want you to have when it comes to online dating. They are investing, having realistic expectations, putting your best foot forward in your profile, requiring that person to do work, and having a timeline and sticking to it for moving off the app. I hope that these things help you keep your sanity as you date online. I know I've been there. I know that it can be a frustrating experience, but I also know that it can be a great and rewarding experience. When I dated online, I met some very great men through those apps. And, I have friends who are married to people that they met online. I have one client who is married to someone that she met on an online dating site. So, don't knock it till you try it. And when you do try it, be very intentional about it. And also, just in general, as you're going through the process of finding the right partner for you, it's so important that you have someone who helps you keep your attitude, keep your expectations in check, whether that is your friends who hold you accountable, a coach like me, or a therapist. But, having a circle of support outside of your romantic relationships is important too. So let me know what you think of this episode. Let me know what you have done to keep your sanity when it comes to online dating and even dating in general. You can head over to Instagram. I'm at Keisha Rice, KESHIARICE. And let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know if you have any things you want me to talk about in future episodes. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. Hey there. So you made it all the way to the end of the episode, which means I have two things to say. One, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And two, you like me. You really like me. So I would appreciate it if you would show that like by subscribing to this podcast so that more people can hear about it and enjoy it as much as you do. And if you want to know more about any of the links that I mentioned on this episode or any guests that I've had, be sure to go to KeishaRice.com/links. That's KESHIARICE.com/links. I can't wait to talk to you again in the next episode. So see you then.